And we're back. I said I would be. See, I haven't lied yet. I said we would be back, and here we are. So here we are. I am with Gavin and Paula Kelly from Phantasmic Ghost Hunter / In the Shadows Entertainment. So tell me about you guys. Like, what are you guys about? How'd you guys get started? Like, what's your journey been so far?
Journey started with her when she had a house fire.
In 2012.
And
wow.
Tell the story.
Yeah. It was January of 2012. I had a house fire, and we were in the process of doing a remodel. And, if you have a lot of change, things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was starting having major activity.
Okay.
We've had TVs turn on and turn off, shadow figures, the smell of like an old lady's perfume.
Okay.
And the turning point was with everybody witnessing this in the house, including my kids. And at the time, my ex-brother-in-law was staying with me at the time. And basically, we heard a ball bouncing down the hallway.
Mm.
We all were doing our own thing in the house. Mm-hmm. We all came to the center of the house, and we all started blaming each other. Who brought the ball?
Like, who did that? Yeah. Who threw the ball down the hallway?
And so, but nobody had a ball in the house. And my girls are 14 at the time, so they were doing girl things.
Yeah, so too old for be throwing balls around the house. Yeah.
So, and then that's when we all had the question of, okay, there's something going on.
Right.
And it's not just me, because at first I was just experiencing the activity, and nobody else was. And oh, Mom, you're just getting old age. You're just sitting senile. You're the whole expression of, But then that's when everybody started questioning about, okay, there's something.
Right. Everybody heard that one. It was like, It was one of those, was like, okay, we all saw that, right?
And that was before me too.
Yes. So, but yeah, that was interesting.
Kind of start. Oh yeah, for sure. Because it's like that. You got to love one of those where it's like, it's kind of validating at the same time, where you're like, see, it's not just me. Like it was just me. You all saw that, right? And then Gavin, what would you say was yours?
Well, then she told me, see, back then we were best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was married, and she told me what was going on, and I'm just like, okay, that sounds like something I've seen on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So during that time, I've been like watching, Ghost Adventures.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is so cool because they're doing a night vision and everything like that. I'm like, this is neat. So I told her, I said, this is something similar to what I've seen on TV.
Right.
So I wanted doing some research here and there on what to do. Now, we didn't know what we were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. And I wound up figuring out, go to Amazon, get yourself a real cheap EMF detector. Mm-hmm. So I wound up getting a Ghost Meter Pro, 2 of them. And I mean, the reason why is because it's highly sensitive, so it can pick up. So I picked that. I had a digital recorder when I was in college, and she had her own digital camera.
Mm-hmm. Which I brought today, and I've been actually taking pictures with the original camera that I took.
But the camera that I have, and everybody's probably going to laugh, it's a Sony Handycam High 8 with the cassette.
Oh, wow.
That was the camera that I used. So I told her what we need to do is probably investigate your house. She's like, well, what do we have to do? I'm like, well, from what I have seen, it has to have no power.
Right.
So
nothing on, because it's going to
kill the power in the house.
To the main breaker and everything.
Okay.
Killed the power to the house. And I set up a camera in the hallway going toward the bedroom. And we had one of our investigators, which was my ex's daughter, was snapping pictures with a digital camera, captured what looked like a little apparition of a boy on the LCD screen of the Sony.
Oh, okay.
But when you look at the footage of the camera, it's just imprint of the room.
It's not on there. Yeah.
All right. It just showed up on the LCD. So then I took the camera off and we started going all around the house. And I'm asking questions. She's asking questions. She got a white noise generator on her phone. So since I had my recorder, she started asking questions. And she's like, who is here right now? And I know I'm going to get this wrong, but did he say Freddie or Frederick? Which one did he say?
He said his name was Frederick.
His name is Frederick.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, hey, Frederick, how are you doing? Were you the one that just showed yourself on the LCD? And it said, yes.
Oh, okay. It's a great response. Yeah.
Yeah. So after we did all that, we investigated the house. She did some research.
Yes.
Found out that the boy's name was Freddie. Found his tombstone.
Oh, wow.
And that he died 5 years old of whooping cough.
Yes.
Oh.
And it was
On the
property. And kind of find out my property is actually part of a plantation that belonged to that family.
Oh, okay.
And the original plantation house, kind of find out, is the old house that's on the block of the old Well, it's our old house, and 2 doors down from us.
Oh wow. So he like definitely. So it's like I love when that stuff happens. When,
Yeah.
like the things like when you find the things you're like,
Mhm.
okay, let's see if we can confirm this and like line this
Yes.
up. And, it's
And
like
there
it
was
lines up.
tragedy in that family because there's 7 children in that family, and only 3 of them got to see adulthood.
Oof. That's, man, living back then was
Because-
terrible.
Well,
it was.
It was
Yeah.
just tragedy
Yeah.
all the way around in that family because their daughter was 14 years old and she got hit by a train down the street from the plantation
Goodness.
because they were coming home from a church picnic.
Jeez.
And then their son was coming home from a train because he had gone somewhere. He was 21 years old. He had stopped. He had just gotten off the train. A robber came up and was stealing from an older couple. And he was trying to fight the guy that was,
Trying to stop
and
him.
he
Yeah.
ended up getting killed
Oh, my.
trying to save the old couple.
Jeez. And some families just have that, like, I don't know what it is, where it's like, it's just like something seems to follow them, where it's like tragedy
Yeah.
seems to kind of like, I'm like, who did you make mad? And like
Well, that was one of the things
Yeah.
when we were doing the investigation. We feel we made somebody mad because there's an old man Kerner lives there, and we got an EVP. This is the first time we actually got one. And back then, I didn't know what a Class A was, Class B, or Class C, any of that
Right.
stuff. And we got a huge "Leave me alone." It is just eeriest
clear
thing
as
I've
day.
ever heard.
Yeah, yeah.
And then of course we got that nice one, "Get Out."
Oh yeah, everybody always gets the, you know you made it when you get to get out.
Oh,
Like
yeah. But she did more research on that, found out that he died
In my backyard.
in the backyard.
Oh wow.
And he has shown up too, because they were throwing a birthday party for me. And I was sitting in the kitchen being stupid, and they wound up giving me like a dolphin. I don't know why, but I was sitting there going,
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
it was a joke because it was all
Yeah.
based off of a movie that we watched in the past.
And his face showed up in the window.
Oh, in the
The
window.
end of it.
Yeah.
And if you take it, because I actually contacted the family, and the granddaughter had moved to California, and she actually sent me pictures of the family.
Of him. So
And
you knew
I
it was
actually
him.
have
Yeah.
a picture of the old man. If you lined up the picture of the man in the window
Mhm.
and the picture of him, it's the same.
It's the same face.
Yes.
Oh,
Same
it's
hairstyle,
dead on and everything.
bone structure, facial features, everything.
Oh, that's crazy. So, does anyone have any questions for Gavin and Paula? We'll open it up to questions. And you guys are on ParaPanels as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we're on Paraflex. Yep.
Love you,
How
Scott.
long you guys have been investigating?
Since 2012.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Let's see if there's any from online.
Because my
People
house
need to catch
kind of
up.
started it off.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
house.
it is.
Your house was the kickoff.
And it was kind of interesting because I had never watched any of the paranormal shows. I
Right.
didn't know anything about
So you're like,
that.
just weird things are happening in
She
my
really
house.
doesn't still right now.
I still don't.
I still don't. I don't either. I barely. I don't
I
have
mean,
time to watch
I
my own
might
stuff.
once in a blue moon. He says, "Hey, you might want to watch this episode." And-
Ghost Brothers, watch them.
Yeah.
Do you guys still live in the house?
No.
No, we got a new house.
Yeah.
Okay.
We moved last
We
year.
use the old house for storage.
Yeah.
Do you guys go back and investigate the house too as well?
Not really.
No.
I mean, I just let the spirits be. We have a mutual agreement.
Or? Okay.
I mean, my kids use the house sometimes as party house because my kids are all grown and occasionally they use it as a party house. And then I was like, if you're gonna go destroy a house, go destroy the old house.
Yeah.
But I still own the possession of the house because the house actually was my parents' house.
Oh, I see.
And it has sentimental value to me. So if something happens to me, it's still gonna get passed on because the house is 117 years old.
But we inherited new ghosts at our new house.
Yeah, we inherited a new ghost at our house. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it never ends. I have a friend that's like that. He has a ghost that follows him everywhere he moves. It's like the same like two ghosts. that
Well, this
follow
was
him
weird
around,
because the bedroom that we're in, there was a girl that had schizophrenic. She killed herself
Yeah.
Oh,
in that
wow.
room.
Yeah, so
That's
we-
our bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So does she hang out in your guys' room?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
She got full run of the house.
I think you had a question.
Yes.
Well, how have you found living with a haunting, an active haunting that has been? How do you deal with it?
We just have mutual agreements. And
Yeah.
I mean, we've never had unpleasantries with any of our, our spirits. Like even with the new house, we know that we have two. We finding some spooky history about the house that we're living in. You kind of
Yep.
find out there's a fallout shelter
Yep.
underneath the house that one of these days we're probably going to tear the wall down. It takes you to the fallout shelter
Mhm.
because it was built in World War II area. Yeah, we've got another old house. We have an issue.
Well, sometimes those are the most interesting ones. And they come with the most interesting spirits. Like I said, I have this one friend who he's got two that follow him everywhere he's moved. These two same ghosts just just follow him
Mhm.
around. They just like him, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those where it's like sometimes they attach and they like you, and then
Well, see,
You're
they
like,
get
well-
knocking from inside because the strangest part about this,
It's
the-
sealed.
it's sealed from the
the other
inside.
side.
oh, okay,
It's
so
not
there's no way to get
No,
yeah.
we literally gonna have to tear out all the nails. Is nailed from the inside of the
That's
shelter.
wild. Yeah,
So eventually we'll brave enough ourselves and
pull it out
pull
and
out,
see what's in
behind
there.
there. Because I'm over here going to dead body behind.
Hopefully, I was like, oh, but it's gonna be a skeleton.
Well, we did drill a hole and we stuck one of those little cameras with the cable.
Yeah, the
So we
little
could
like
actually
see
see
in there.
It's at least 6 feet deep and about 8 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a bomb shelter.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure.
In
It's
our
like just
basement.
built right into the like just underneath the
Yeah.
ground. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, no safer place to be during a bomb blast. It looks like the Awoken one online has a question. If you guys have, what's the name of your YouTube channel?
In the Shadows Entertainment.
In the Shadows Entertainment.
And we have some of our excursions on there because we do a lot of stuff. We go to like different like hospitals and stuff all over. I mean, we've been all over the United States.
Right. And then what's your favorite, guys? Your guys' favorite location that you've been to so far?
I love St. Albans.
Yeah.
St. Albans?
Yep.
Is that the most haunted one you would say? Is like you had the most activity or?
I don't. Well, not necessarily. It just for some reason I feel home there.
Some just speak to
You
you.
feel
Yeah.
home there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I feel it.
You go, wow.
I got kicked in the shin there.
Well, that does not feel like home to you, then I imagine.
No.
Not, like, not even a
No,
little
he
bit.
was physically attacked every time he went
Yeah.
in the building. He got
Oh,
physically
geez.
attacked.
I got
But
mentally attacked.
for me, it felt like it called to me.
Right. And I feel like and it's interesting when that happens, when you have a venue that does that, where it's like somebody will have like a terrible, like a bad, they're like, I can't even go back in there because I keep getting messed with when I go back in there. And the next person's like, really? Like, I don't have that happen at all.
Yeah. It was
That
like-
happened to him.
it was-
You're
That
like, yeah.
happened to him all the time.
You're like, that's me. It happens to me all the time. You're like, that's me. I'm the one that gets kicked in the shins. I'm the one that gets scratched.
it was me.
All right, guys. We're gonna wrap up here. We got just a couple more minutes, so just give us a plug of wherever they can find all your stuff
Okay.
and everything. And you guys are gonna be doing investigations tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
we're
And where are you
gonna
investigating tonight?
be The Washoe Club
The Washoe Club
and the Silver Queen.
and Silver Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And then your stuff's on Paraflix
Yes.
Yeah.
and on your YouTube channel.
And
Yeah.
the Shadows
And-
Entertainment Group.
And then that's all of your stuff there as well.
We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
TikTok, all the
You,
things.
you name them all.
And is it all
in the
under-
Shadows Entertainment
All
Group,
under
yeah.
in the Shadows
Yeah.
Entertainment. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions for Gavin and Paula before I release them to the wild? To the ghosts.
We are.
All right. Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
All right.
Thank you. And we'll see you guys later tonight.
All right.